today I want to show you a game. It's against first week back. So normally, actually, Andrew Jackson and I would play a game, but that wasn't going to happen. So we're going to show you a game by one of my favorite Go players. How many of you get the emails? Who knows who we're going to talk about today? Go Seigen. All right. So what do you know about Go Seigen?
Played Go.
You played Go, which is cool.
Lived to 100.
He lived to exactly 100. He actually died in 2014. Do you guys know the Go documentary that's coming out soon called The Surrounding Game?
Finally, after like 5
I know, after a really long time.
Yeah.
They actually, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this or not, but part of the film, they actually go to Japan, they visit him before he dies.
Oh, God.
He's actually in the film, so.
That's how long it's been produced. That's how long it's been being produced.
That's how long it's been being produced. It's been a while. But when it does finally arrive, I mean, how cool is that? So actually go see him play some Go. It's awesome. So do go see it when it comes out. I'm hoping they'll do a showing here, but
I'm hoping Civil to pick it up.
I'm hoping a lot of places will pick it up. But yeah, so it'll be cool. All right, so Go Seigen, 1914 and 2014. He's really one of the fathers of modern Go, right? And before Go Seigen, people played a lot of this and a lot of this, not as much this, just as opening moves. You guys know the 4-4 point, right? He's one of the people who really made this into, people have played this before him. He wasn't the first player, but he was the one who really said, okay, this is actually a really legit move that's super good. In the 1930s, him and another Go player named Kitani Minoru pioneered what they call the Shin Fuseki or New Fuseki movement, which encouraged a lot more experimentation with the opening, especially with added emphasis on the outside. Go Seigen was actually born in China. And then in adolescent, he was basically brought to Japan, and when it was discovered he was this Go prodigy, and became very high rank at a very young age. He also played very quickly. Most of the players, when he would play in these games, would run out of clock like way before he would. He'd take a minute or two on his moves. There's a very famous Go game that he played. I think it was Fujisawa Hosai that he played in 1953. Some year, they played in some year, where it's been given the name the Game of the Century, where I think they each had 24 hours of clock time, something ridiculous. And Fujisawa was given the right to adjourn the game at any time, which he did 13 times. So it took 3 months to play this game. And Fujisawa ended up winning the game by 2 points, but Fujisawa would constantly, Go Seigen be using a minute on his clock. They'd come back, they'd play 2 moves, and Fujisawa would go, okay, I'm adjourning.
So that was an open book game?
It really was. And the legend, right? The legend is that Fujisawa was losing the entire game until one time he adjourned it for an especially long period, and one of his students came back with this amazing sequence this amazing Tsuji sequence that no one had seen previously. So even though Go Seigen had lost the game, it was very much stacked against him, and basically against the other best player of the day. But certainly Go is one of the most natural talents to the game. He was always an outsider in Japan. He was always treated differently. He was not treated like a normal Japanese professional. And therefore, he never really got to play in most of the standard major Japanese title tournaments. He was always on the outside looking in. He was considered to be one of the best players, but just not part of that system. And also because he had left China, he also didn't really fit into China either. So he really was this Go player that didn't have a home. And there's a number of people that kind of fit into this mold, especially in the 20th century, where a number of players from China and Korea both went to Japan to study and train. Perhaps the other most famous being Cho Chikun from Korea. But he actually went through the Japanese professional system. But anyway, Go Seigen, always being on the outside, he wouldn't play these tournament games. Instead, he ended up playing a lot of these Jubango series, right, these sort of 10-game matches with the other best pros of the day. And Go Seigen would just basically kick ass at all of them. It was just, his Go intuition and ability to win games was beyond any of the other professionals that time period. Maybe not, I can't say exactly what percentage, but I think a majority of these Jubango series that were set up would have to be adjourned prior to the conclusion of the 10-game series, because the record would be so far in his favor that his opponent wouldn't be able to do anything about it, right? It was just outmatched. And there's also tradition where I think if you get 3 games up, right, you beat your opponent down a handicap stone. So in many of these Jubongos, his opponent would have had to start taking handicap against him. So, I mean, truly dynamite player. In 1961, 63, 60, I don't remember the years. Early 1960s, I think, pretty sure. He was hit by a motorcycle. And suffered a little bit of, head trauma, brain injury, nervous system kind of damage, and never really, played top level Go after that. So, we really had this 30-year period, from the 1930s up to the early 1960s, where Go Seigen was basically the guy. And if you were, wanting to name the best player in the world for those years, it was pretty hard to argue against Go Seigen. So anyway, in the 1930s, he's playing this new style of opening along with Kitani Minoru, and they play a couple series in the 1940s. And we have World War II, and that sort of puts the whole thing on hold for a while. And they don't play again until 1957. So I think it's a 14-year stretch between these two guys who were friends, who were they were rivals and friends like their whole lives kind of thing. They ended up like being neighbors. They ended up moving very close to each other at one point in their life. And so they've been this 14-year stretch, and they decide, we need to have this challenge match. So today I want to show you the first match after these two people basically invent modern Go, after this long stretch of time, after the war ends, Japan's rebuilding. This is just a cool game. And plus Go Seigen, he's one of my favorite Go players, and he's probably one of, everyone's favorite Go players. Just because, again, his style to the game was so different and had so many new ideas to it. And for me personally, his emphasis on the total board way of thinking, his ability to make huge sacrifices and just not care, right? Just value or devalue stones wherever he saw fit to. Real sense of creativity, and spirit, or creativity as his spirit. So that's his thing. So sorry for that long introduction. But now you guys should be super excited, right? Yeah. All right. So Kitani is black. And Go Seigen is white. And you guys, if you have boards, you can play along too. It's fun to try. And we did a white play here and a black play here. And this is a very, very well-known Fuseki. Who knows the name of it? The Shusaku, right? Named after Honimbo Shusaku. If we talk about the most important Go players in history, right? In like the 1600s, we get Dosaku. In the 1800s, we get Shusaku. In the 20th century, we get Go Seigen, right? So these are like your three pinnacles of historic Go. Go Seigen actually plays a lot of this opening. He likes it. So not weird at all. Go Seigen comes over here. This is very, very normal development. In many Shusaku openings, we see black attack immediately to try to start building territory while attacking. But Kitani plays his special move. Have you guys ever seen this one before?
Yep.
Yeah, we call this the thrust. Where would we expect to see a normal move here? Yeah, like this would be normal.
Yep.
All right, this would be normal. This would be normal. You could play over here. This would be fine. And so this move we don't see very often. It's usually considered to be a little bit better for white now, but not always. And part of the reason why black will play this is if black wants the corner territory, but black doesn't want to play this because this, instead of white just giving up the territory, white could play an avalanche. So this is just, here, first thing you guys to learn, if you know that you want the corner territory, but you really don't want to play an avalanche, you can play Kitani Minoru's invention, right, and play this move. This is a way to very, bluntly take corner territory.
Can you show us an avalanche real quick?
We sure can. Avalanche looks like this. Whoops, if I can grab the stones. And the stones are sort of just rolling over each other like, snow down a hill, I guess is the idea. If we want to play the small avalanche, we can play here. If we want to play the large avalanche, we can play here. And, these are some of the more fiendish variations you can play from the 4-3 Joseki, especially the large Avalanche, has a lot of tricks. But there's variations, there's peaceful variations where black still gets the corner and white gets influence over here. And then there's variations where white ends up with thickness over here and black ends up with thickness over here, even though it's completely opposite of what it looks like now. Right, it looks like white's over here and black's over here. We can play variations with huge sacrifices. So anyway, if you just want corner territory, you can avoid all that and just say, bam. It's possible. And Kitani plays this in a number of his games, so if you ever study his Go, you will see this move often. It should be also noted that even though Kitani was part of this new Fuseki movement, right? Him and Go Seigen and a few other influential Go players at the time started really experimenting with these much more outward moves, these much more influence-oriented moves. Kitani really liked territory. He was really a territorial and invasion-style player. Go Seigen's moves it kind of shifted on his mood. They're almost like the wind. But in general, we say he was a more very influence-oriented player. But again, he can kind of do whatever he wants. So anyway, this is a very, very move typical of Kitani's personality. Ziwei?
I think they don't have Komi at that time.
They don't, and that's why they're doing these 10-game series where each player will play black and then alternate black, white, black, white, black, white. So when Go Seigen would beat someone down to a handicap, right? They would just basically it means he would just let the other person take black the entire time. Okay. So anyway, sorry, my iPad's dying, I think. White comes out. There's actually two main variations here. White can play here. If white's more interested in developing directly. But if we're more interested in keeping influence and thickness, this is the normal move. Black again defends the corner. White hunters, black defends the corner. And Go Seigen plays all the way over here. So, first of all, how do you like the board? You have an even number of moves.
White looks good.
What do you like about white?
He's got a territory between those two stones there. Yeah.
Well, this is definitely not territory yet.
Well, it looks.
This is way too much space to be called territory.
Yeah, it's
Plus,
potential.
you guys know what you call this?
It's an undercut, right?
Yeah, we call this the underskirt. Right, black has this little underskirt kind of move here.
Top red's kind of surrounded already. They're getting surrounded. The top red's getting surrounded a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like black is under pressure here, and indeed black is. But black can deal with this. This isn't, if we give white one more move, that's pretty severe. Where black will get sealed in, and white will own all of this. But so certainly the next move we expect to see come from up here. But anyway, as far as this is concerned, this is no points. There is no points here yet. We have a relationship, but that's it. How many points is this corner worth for white?
That's what I was going to ask you.
The same
10?
as the lower black corner?
Yeah, we could say these are even, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the extension?
I would encourage you guys, and this is like the Cho Chikun method of scoring, of territorial, positional judgment. He says this is worth 5 points.
Okay.
How much do you think he says this is worth?
10 or 15.
He says this is worth 5 points. He says it doesn't matter if you have a stone anywhere in the corner, it's worth 5 points. At least that's what he does for himself.
Kind of makes sense. It's closer.
Well, it's like this isn't 5 points of solid territory, right? It's every stone is flexible, right? When you start thinking of Go not as a series of I have this and he has this, but rather as a continued negotiation. Right? This is like you've placed a $5 bet down here. You have no idea if you're going to get that out of it, but you've made that much of an investment. Okay, where do you think black's going to respond? We know black is going to help this area, but what's the move? I don't know what I kicked. I just kicked something. Okay. 13-4? 15-4. So attach? This would be very possible. But black would normally not be very interested in doing this.
G6.
Yeah, so why is black not interested in attaching here?
white take the bird side?
No territory.
Joseki, that gets a little crowded with another white stone.
Well, here, tell me where white's going to play.
17-3.
White's probably not going to do this. White's probably going to do this. And what's our next move going to be? Are we just going to take the corner territory? Or are we going to try to develop?
Yes.
White could play here. We could block. We could block. If we were feeling defensive, we could try something like this. But what? We should probably block here.
I think at this point I would be defensive.
Okay. Well, here's by leaning on this white stone, this group is actually starting to get stronger, right? And especially, this is a little bit higher level, but right now we have a third line stone and a third line stone. And when you lean on this stone, you're actually all of a sudden bringing up one of these sides to the fourth line. So you're actually making this area a little bit easier for white to develop. So we don't want to help white, is the idea. We want to make sure white has to play gote moves to build up his own potential.
This comes under the not touching the stone to make it stronger.
There you go. That's the axiom, or the proverb, or the saying, whatever you want to call it. So other options for black to respond here. Pincer, attack.
It seems horrible.
Which pincer do you want to try?
Because if you pincer the top side, then the stone gets sealed in.
This seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah. So, maybe just Kosubi?
Definitely just Kosumi. This is the most natural move here. This is the shape. Right? This is the move white wants to play. This is beautiful corner sealing in for black, right? This would make black very sad. So black's just going to play the very, very simple shape move. Okay, this is actually quite natural, quite common. Go Seigen plays back here. And again, once the corner gets a little bit stronger and white can't actually seal this in, what do you think of this relationship?
Weak.
It's very thin. Right? And if black can come in here and divide these two, now all of a sudden we have two white groups that don't have any eyes. And black's corner is relatively strong. So Go Seigen just backs off. It's a little pessimistic, but it's also defensive. So black plays here. Why does black play here?
Start to make some corner territory and strength.
Yeah, number one, this is, Kitani Minoru. What does he like?
Territory.
Likes territory. Why does he play this one and not this one?
It's more center territory.
Well, he wants the potential, right? He's saying, look, there's another really big move over here, right? This wall will actually project further out here. This would be worth a lot. This also has the potential to make a lot more territory down here, right? If we play low, later on, maybe white can just reduce the whole thing quite easily. So this is a very optimistic kind of building move. All right, you are Go Seigen. Time for you guys to be like greatest Go player of the 20th century. Where do you play?
One of the two directions you just pointed out.
4-0.
Give me a move.
4-0.
4-0. 4-0 is there.
No.
Oh, 4 letter. It's been a while. I haven't taught this class in a while. This is really close to where black's strong. This.
What about the long
there.
extension here?
Kakari in the upper left.
Kari, upper left. Which one?
Like E3.
E3. It's pretty good. Lucy?
What about the long extension to the middle?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also very nice. Go Seigen doesn't play either one of these, but both of you are right.
So it extends somewhere over here.
He plays this one. Yes! I am Go Seigen! You can totally beat him in a game. Especially since he doesn't exist anymore. Alright, why does white play this one and not this one?
I guess to be really optimistic or just more.
This is actually the more pessimistic one.
Is it? Huh.
He thinks he's behind.
It doesn't
expect as much of the top side?
It's less solid in the core, so we're expecting to get fewer points here. When we make this one, right? We say this one's normally in balance and maybe a little bit defensive just for our own territory. When we play this one, what we're emphasizing is that this part of the board I want to destroy. I want to make sure you can't build anything big here. So I'm going to shift this corner out one more line just to make sure you can't extend that enclosure as far. And especially because black played this one, right? Instead of this one, this is the more defensive one. When black plays this one, that means black is looking to expand more over here. And so white's going to respond by pushing his stone one line out, right? If black played here, well, actually there's a very good chance white will play here, or maybe even there, right? It's depending on the type of strategy. But because black is saying, you know what, I want to build here, white's going to go, okay, that's cool. But now I'm going to push out one stone further as well, just to make sure that the thing that you're emphasizing becomes de-emphasized. Okay? Cool. Black, however, has sent to now play here. And this is a very natural move, right? Because after white makes these two stones here, where's the next area of development? Right, this starts to become very developable for white. White can make a very large box kind of territory over here.
Eat that stone. It starts to eat the stone too.
And yeah, more importantly in this case, it puts a lot of pressure on this stone. And so we're going to destroy any potential up here while putting pressure on white. All right, white plays here. And what do you think Kitani does? What could he do? What are the options? Maybe you don't have to predict what he does, but what do you think? What are the things that you should consider if your opponent does this to you? Hane, definitely, right? Like this has to be like the first move. Because you have to look at these two stones and go, look, bro, you're like weak here. I'm attacking you. I'm gonna keep you all shriveled up. Okay, what else?
Extend.
Nathan doing this, sorry. Extend where? Which direction?
I just pointed.
Oh, okay, this one. Stay strong between the two.
Split the stones.
Split stones. What's the problem with this move?
It feels slow.
It feels really slow. And since white already has stones on both sides of you, it's sort of like, what are we doing? Like this is not very active.
Sort of helps white.
It doesn't really help white, but it gives white more time. Right? It's not that it helps white, it just doesn't hurt white. And so if white has time, then yeah, sure, then white can come over here and just, or something like this. Maybe white can even just play here right now. It gives white time to do anything white wants. So we're not going to do this one. Are there any other options? I'll tell you, I do want to go back and look at this one, but I want to discover other options first. This is also not the move that Go Seigen played.
To defend the corner?
So Kyle says defend the corner like this.
I'm thinking that's a possibility.
This is possible.
Yeah, I mean it's really
But white can play here, possibly even connect.
Yeah.
It feels like we might lose out big on the outside.
Yeah.
But it's something considered.
Yeah.
Z-Way?
Is this 16G?
16G, that is Go Seigen move. You are Go Seigen, once again.
Go Seigen.
Oh, sorry, you were Kitani. You're still 9 down pro.
You're still 9 down.
Right, you're there 9 down pro. Sorry, thank you. You're ready to play against Go Seigen. Right?
Thank you.
Okay, this one is a lot like this one, right?
Yeah.
But actually has a follow-up. If white wants to take time over here, black will be able to start the process of swallowing this stone and making a nice corner. So this is a little more active. Same idea as this one, keeping white split, but much more active. The problem with playing a move like this is you have to do a lot more reading. Just a lot more reading involved. But before we do this, I want to talk about why Kitani doesn't do this. Because this is fine, right? What would you be scared of if your opponent, or if you were playing this move? What's the scariest thing that can happen to you?
Crosscut?
Yeah, crosscut. All right, hint. Big hint. Whenever you're playing Go, and you're trying to determine which move to play, And you want to play a move like this that feels like, yeah, let's kick him in the teeth. All right? The most important thing for you to read out, like if you're just going to read one variation after you're thinking about a kick him in the teeth kind of move, is the one that leaves you in multiple shreds. Right? You have to read out this one. And it's actually not really clear who gets the better of it. Both the player, Go Seigen seems to think he ends up better, and I don't really disagree. But here I'll show you what's very possible, what's very likely to happen. And so black could take Sente, but he would probably lose the entire corner. Like if black were to play another move, there's some problems here. If black has to defend here, white just lives. This is actually pretty nice development for white, this area. Black still doesn't have any points and doesn't actually have guaranteed eyes yet. So you can see how this is painful, yes? So black probably needs to play one other move in the corner, maybe even something like this. And so then white would come away with Sente. So this is a lot of points, right? This is almost 25 points. So who's winning if this were to happen?
White.
Probably black.
At the moment, it's black. Black has more cash for sure.
The white has Sente, right? So
White also has Sente,
and left or something.
And a lot of central influence.
and this is not small.
There's nothing to it.
White's getting, White's getting some good influence there.
I think it really depends on how urgent the 7 are, like how aggressive is this move. Because that would be the next move, the biggest on the board.
I'm actually not convinced that's the biggest.
4K.
I don't. This is a good move for sure, but the top also feels good too. And also, I don't know. There's actually it's hard for white to develop down here, because if white does get development, black he's going to get destroyed over here. So it's sort of like Miai, I think. But we don't know. I mean, I don't know. But white thought this was fine for white. Go Seigen says this is fine, and or actually, sorry, black doesn't think it's. I forgot.
For black.
Here, go back. Someone doesn't think it's fine. Let's find out.
Black doesn't think it's fine.
Black doesn't think it's fine. Let's make sure. 4-3. What is going on? My stones, my beautiful stones.
Black has 3.
Black has a 3-4.
There we go.
There we go. We can play this game. All right, yeah. Black doesn't think this is okay. Right, so he doesn't play this and instead he plays here. I think everything else good? Everything else is good.
Yep.
White plays here. This is basically just a shape move. Just forcing this connection is now weird, right? There's still this weird cut thing here. So white peeps at it. Black connects. White comes under. Black hanes, and then white extends. One question I would have if I were, if I was like reanalyzing my own game and went this way, instead of playing here, I kind of think black should. I think this would be good timing if I know I'm going to hane here. But maybe it's not. I don't know the reason why. This is a really big move, right? Because if black gets this group is going to be safe, and white will not have eyes. Like this is the type of move that looks kind of dumb, right? Like this, it's very slow. Second line, it looks small, but it prevents both of these groups from having, or I should say, it prevents black from having 2 clean eyes, and it gives white eye shape. So it's actually very much larger than it looks. It's one of those types of moves. If we don't play this and we just try to go take a big point, black's going to take this immediately, and all of a sudden now this white group has no eyes. Okay. You guys can see that. You're smart people. That's awesome. All right. We're going to play the You Are Kitani Minoru.
Extension of the
Extend.
Extension at the top, where?
That's
8-3.
8-3, ding ding ding, nice. That's it. Make a base. How do we know to make a base right now?
Because that stone's all alone.
Yeah, we have these two white stones over here. We have this white wall over here. And this one little guy. We have a shark, we have a shark, we have a fish. We need to make the fish into dolphin. Right, fend off the shark. Okay. Right, this isn't going to eat the shark, it's just going to fend him off. Sharks are still out. But... Okay. What do you think Go Seigen does now? What's important?
Have an extra stone at the bottom.
Do I do, thank you. What does Go Seigen do now?
Puts that extra stone at the bottom? No.
What's a good way to like attack that block group?
A good way to attack this black group or this black group?
No, the one on face.
This one.
Probably not. I feel like the Kosumi.
Let's see, you want like Kosumi?
I don't want. the
You don't want
I'm
Kosumi.
just thinking about.
Okay. Oh, this one.
But then I feel like maybe black can just live here. Well, anyway, take away the base.
Okay, this is what Go Seigen plays. This is the move. So the idea, if your idea is like, hey, you know, there's still this black stick thing, and I played this move over here to make sure that, you know, I'm feeling kind of safe. I have to make this move worth it. How do I make this move worth something? I have to make sure this black stick is uncomfortable. And very simply, we do this move. We could do this one. This one's a little more aggressive towards the eye space. But even if you play here,
You can only make one.
yeah, it's not quite clear how black will make a second eye, right? As you could push, even if you block and try to make an eye like this, this is only one eye, right? I mean, if white plays anything. All right. The next move. Guesses? Are you as black feeling uncomfortable here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we tanuki? We just leave it?
It's a lot to leave.
Yeah, he doesn't leave it, he plays here. He comes out. And again, the reason for playing this move, not only does it help us get to the outside first, remember this white group? How many eyes does this white group have?
1.5.
Yeah, maybe like 1.5, but maybe, you know, maybe someday we'll get this peep, maybe something like this, and maybe this, and you know, maybe it's only got one eye. Maybe later, someday later. Okay. Go Seigen this move.
Keep attacking.
Keep pressure on.
Jump and sort of attack both.
Jump and sort of attack both. Like here.
One or two.
Here.
I think one.
Here.
That's really far. Stop. Maybe one. Maybe.
The hard thing is it's actually hard to know what to do next.
Tanuki.
Yeah, so he tanukis. Like both this black group and white group are kind of sort of okay. Like it's not like it's immediately clear 100% how each are going to live when it's time to live, but it's also not, there's nothing saying that they're going to immediately die either. And so Go Seigen plays down here. And this again starts to destroy this bottom potential. Kitani is still worried, though. Should be. What does this move threaten?
Was there another black
Push
move
down.
before the...
Push down.
Did I miss a move?
Cut.
I didn't miss a move, right?
Push down, cut on the outside.
Yeah, this move is threatening this. Ah,
Capture.
if white defends over here. First of all, there's the potential of this ladder. But black will probably just take this for more forcing moves just to get out and keep white in a defending position. Of course, if white captures this one black stone, black can also come back here and capture 2 to make a base. So this is a really nice shape point, right? When you are trying to get a group out and your opponent has 2 third-line stones with a 1 space in between them, peeping at this is often a really nice point. But Go Seigen doesn't feel like responding. Oh, I did miss a move. George. Ha. When did I miss that move? 9:30. Oh my gosh, George, you were right. Everything I know is wrong. All right, you guys remember this point?
Yeah.
What responded here first? Yeah. This is actually a weak corner shape now for black. Once white has this move, first of all, there's a peep here. But second, if white has a stone here, I think this is just killable. I think this is a dead shape. So white plays here, which provokes this. There we go. This makes more sense. And now we get this. There we go. So white doesn't worry about this yet. White takes the initiative to poke at this cut. All right, everyone back on track? Cool. You're black. How do you deal with this? What are the options? White is harassing like your super solid territory that you liked so much. You played your special Joseki that only you play in the world. And you insisted to every other Go player, yes, this is Joseki, I made it. Something clever. Do something clever. No idea? How about doing nothing? Is doing nothing an option?
Yeah.
What if we, just say, no, we're not going to do anything. White will play here. Can you capture this stone?
These will get better.
Yeah, we can't capture it, so maybe we just have to Atari this way. And so, how are we liking our corner now?
Better.
We like our corner better?
You miss it more.
Like, not good. Really bad.
It seems really dubious. Because first of all, how is white shape on the outside?
Really solid.
Yeah, pretty nice looking actually. And our corner has a few little shape problems. I'm not convinced it's dead yet, but we have to. White gets a very nice looking outside.
Anyway, I think black should push up.
Lucy says black should push up here.
Yeah.
Does that solve anything?
Yeah.
Prevents the ladder.
It does prevent this ladder, huh?
And it makes the other cut possible, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not, maybe the pink is still.
I sort of thought there'd be a Tsuji in here somewhere.
I think there is. If you think there is,
I think there is. I don't know where it is though.
It's, I feel like it kind of protects that cut and it threatens, or it's kind of like, it's the other cut.
All right, let's pretend right now it doesn't work for white.
Okay.
Okay,
Boom.
Let's give white another move here though.
right, and then you have to.
And now it works again, right? Or,
You could just make the What if you just protect the cut?
this bamboo joint? It's kind of sad though, right?
Yeah, it's
What if you attach?
Attach this way?
Yeah, Yeah.
This is asking for a lot of complications.
Does he really play this?
No, he doesn't. So anyway, Kitani plays here. He defends this very crudely. Very crude.
That's feel.
It's just.
I like that.
You like that?
I feel.
Every Go player should groan when you do this.
I feel like it's just saying like I need enough space to live and that's it.
That's it. That's exactly what he's saying. Right? He's like, I don't really care. He does poke his head out once. I think it does it immediately. Yes.
I can literally steal this.
And then he comes back and plays this move. So basically, he makes just enough exchanges over here to make sure that he's fine. They can't die, and then Tanukis. He also leaves a couple cuts in the process.
Is he just take care of that so it won't get ahead of him or something? Or is he like maybe trying to do it all? See what I can.
Well, he's trying to leave defects to exploit.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'm saying, why is he doing this now?
Because White just played this move. So he wants to defend this,
Yeah.
but he wants to do it in as few moves as possible, so he can come back and play. And follow over here.
White started this, yeah.
White started it. So he's going to kick. White's going to stand. He's going to push out, just make sure he leaves these cuts, these defects, and come back and take advantage of the non-response by White. It's good? All right, White blocks, and Black cuts. Saying, hey, what are you going to give me? White offers up these 2 stones. So why would White offer up these 2 stones? Why would Go Seigen do this? Why would he not say, what, these are mine, I want these?
Because that leaves us weak group. Yeah. That's horrible.
Where's the weak group?
This.
The 4 stones.
The Tetris piece, yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Well, it's only weak if Black can capture this stone, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
How does Black capture this stone?
Ladder doesn't work.
I feel like Black.
Well, even if the ladder did work, there's still this problem. Right, is that basically White can make the ladder not work whenever he needs to.
And I think Black can just like seal that group in, right? Instead, like so you can try to net that stone, and then you're not gonna kill it.
Yeah,
and then
well,
seal it in, and then come back and attack.
well I think you have the right idea, but I think the order is wrong.
Okay.
I think Black will actually Tanuki here to go start attacking this immediately and coming out here. Like if White is really committed to these 4 stones, not saving them, then all of a sudden we have a lot of Aji here. And so in order to minimize the threat of this Aji, now if Black attacks you here, you don't really have a lot to worry about, right? Because you have a live creep over here. But either way, Kitani says, you know what, I really don't want just these 2 stones, because that makes the game too easy for White. He wants to keep reducing this. Again, if he takes these stones, maybe even points there. I'm not sure what the shape is, but this isn't small. This is now basically just super solid points, and these defects are not that important because they're easily defended. So, oh, and it's Gote for Black. It's Gote. So instead, he plays here. White captures, plays here. White defends. I mean, I don't know if there's any universe where you can play this Ko. Maybe, but there's a defect here too, so maybe, I don't know. I actually didn't think about this too much when I reviewed this game earlier. And Black comes here and plays this. And at this point, Go Seigen Tanukis. So what did Black get and what did White get here? Does Black have 2 eyes?
But it's much easier.
And it's much easier to run, right?
Yeah, and this, right, is connected to these. Right, there is no push cut. There's no way for white to disconnect immediately. You guys see? This is the net, Atari net. Okay. So all these stones are strongly connected to this group. How many points did white get? Nice. It's not clear he actually has any yet, but we should expect to get about 3 or 4. How many points do you think white was expecting earlier? When white built this little wall here, descended here, approached this black corner, defended twice over here.
10, 15.
Yeah, I mean, we were expecting probably 10 to 15. That's probably a pretty good guess. And then we ended up getting, maybe 5, like a really optimistic 5. So black was able to reduce this while making his group stronger. It's still not alive yet, but it is stronger, and white's potential over here is very small. How many points does white have up here?
5.
We're not even sure if we have 2 eyes yet. How many points does white have over here?
5.
So remember how Cho Chikun says this is worth 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that worth
10.
Okay.
That's invadable.
However, yeah, black actually has 2 stones out here now, so this probably isn't going to end up being 10. It could be reduced. How about this over here?
5.
5, 6.
5 is probably a pretty good estimate. So 5 plus 10 plus 5. Here, we'll even give 5. We'll be charitable. What's that total?
25.
25. Good. Black, how many points is this worth?
There's
12?
on the outside, you have
20.
No, it's not 20.
This is totally not 20. First of all, I want to know what happens here
Oh, yeah.
and then here. Block here. This later on is really obnoxious. It's either some sort of Ko thing. Again, white has to sort of have the black sealed from the outside. Or it's just some sort of capturing race from hell. Right, but again, you have to be sealed. You have to have black sealed in. But right as of this moment, if black gets one more move, right, it can be worth as much as 15. If black gets one more move. But since we don't know if that's even possible, I'm going to call this, let's just call this 7. We'll just divide it by 2 for now. Okay? How many points are over here?
Not necessarily any.
Let's say 0. How about over here? 5.
5.
And over here?
10.
10. So it's like 22. 22 to 25, right? For just using very, very just eyeballing counting methods. But that's white's move. So, what do you think?
What did black just play?
I think black just played a move. Black connected here.
No, and then white,
That's white's move.
Left side.
maybe 2.
Yeah, that seems, yeah.
Lucy wants to play over here.
No, I don't. I was thinking about,
Oh, attacking.
no, it's too close. But anyway,
Okay.
there's no good move. Maybe just an extension on the, I still kind of want to.
All right, you guys ready to see 9 down pro move?
Okay.
What's the base?
Yeah. This makes the game much easier for him, right?
Yeah.
If he knows that this is strong, and we also have real points. Plus, what does it do to these 2 stones? Makes him a little bit uncomfortable, right?
Put some pressure on them.
Yeah, and if white gets one more move here, now we can actually start counting this to be much more than 10. And this black is really uncomfortable. So black responds right away here. Yep. All right, next biggest move for white.
4K.
4K.
Yeah.
So in this
Move that
position,
high up.
we're gonna move that there.
I like it high.
What does this move let us do?
Push
Puts pressure on the corner.
Yeah, well later on, right? If black decides to invade us here, or we just want to reduce this formation more, right? It lets us safely make a base right next to black. If black wants to extend, we're letting him do that, but how many points are here? Not that many. Not that many. So instead, like if we let black extend it here, we have to come back and defend. All right, this would be very nice development for black. So again, we're reducing, right? We're stabbing into black's biggest potential.
You moved the wrong stone.
Did I do it really? Yes, I did. Thank you. Good call. Next move for black. Biggest move. Bottom feels pretty big.
3 N? No, 4 N. 4 N.
4N?
Yeah.
It's very narrow. It's very narrow.
R,
Just a nice move,
or like R7.
Nice move from which stone?
just from like at the.
Oh, beautiful. 9 down pro.
Yay.
Again, Kitani likes territory. How many points does that make there?
That's
15.
15 or 20.
Yeah, maybe 15 with a little bit more, maybe 15 and a bonus.
yeah.
So that's pretty good. All right, at this point, white now seals in. I think I've heard that someone said this move was actually a mistake in the game.
Okay.
And Go Seigen, if he knows he's going to play this,
Should play.
this is basically Sentei. You guys remember like this crazy variation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It was super scary. Well, this makes that all Sentei. So if he's gonna force black to respond here, I can't remember the time. Maybe it's later. Anyway, whatever. When the timing of this was a little bit strange in the game, but it ended up with the correct moves that should have been played just in the wrong order. Like the 2 players played them in the wrong order, kind of thing. That was like the one criticism I saw of the game. It was like this sequence over here. Black responds. Hane, and again, Kitani is being just, I'm just going to take my points, take my territory. How many points is this worth now?
15.
Here, we're going to count pairs, okay? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't count these 2 because of the Hane. Right? So about 16. We said this was also probably about 16. So we're looking at about 32 solid. How many is here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So about another 8 up here. So about 40 points, and can't really count much over here. So black has about 40. What does white have?
40.
How much is this worth?
10.
No, it's back down to 5. Why is it only worth 5 again?
Because this.
Why?
Because this,
Yeah, remember I said this was worth 10? We just lost one of those stones, right? It's like these 2 cancel out now. We're back down to 1 stone. Okay,
sounds legit.
that's legit. So 5. How about here?
8.
I would feel comfortable saying there's 10 points here for white between those 3 stones. Okay. How about over here? Pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pairs. It's about 8 points. So 10, 18. How many down here? 0. There's no points you can actually count here, right? There's cuts. We can't give any points here. How about over here?
Gotta be 2.
At least 2.
2 we hope.
We think. Right, so all together, right, we said black has about 40 points at this point. And white, in terms of cash, really only has like low 20s. This is like what Kitani wants, right? He just wants to get his points. And so even though earlier when we counted, white and black as being very close, once black actually takes the cash on hand, and white's okay with that, there's a lot more territory on this board for black. What does white have, though?
Positions.
Has the outside wall on the bottom.
We have this thing.
And then black has a
And this is
really
strong.
weak group.
Yes, and most importantly,
Yeah.
we have this. This is like points for us. Okay, when you count the score to any of your games and you see an attackable group for your opponent, that's like points. You just have to figure out how to get it. It's so hard to attack. Well, I'll tell you, the next move is where Go Seigen starts the attack.
Is that a
Here, we'll take guesses.
16H.
16H is a move that's already on. No, there we go. That one. No.
Okay.
13K.
13K. Almost.
Is it 12K? Oh, it's closer?
It's closer. It's insane. This is the shape point, though.
Oh, yeah.
But still.
You guys know you see 3 stones in a row.
You stone, you jump.
You play there.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Furthermore, it now makes this cut work.
Yeah.
But if black attaches to it, then can't you make semi-shape there?
Which attachment do you want to play?
Like on the top side.
On this side.
You can start building them on the other right.
This would be kind of a sad move, though.
Yeah.
It's very pessimistic.
Right. 'Cause
Like, you're only really protecting the cut, and you're letting white build up something in the middle. Katani plays here. He tries to attach with a more optimistic flair. The white plays here. Black extends. White connects. This connection is very important, because what does it let white do next? Cut, right? Exposes this cut again. If we were to try to cut right now, what happens? I cut you. Atari white died. Okay? So we need to connect first, now we can cut. Black defends here. Remember this Hane sequence down here? Like, now he plays it. And black responds again. This was like, this is one of the small mistakes in terms of move order. White covers. Black plays here. Remember this push and cut and defect? These are like coming into play now. Takes the outside. White could have played here. This would have been much more expected.
Yeah.
Much more expected. But he plays here, which lets black take this Atari. It's very strange, right?
Yeah.
Very strange exchange.
You pick up those 2 white stones.
That's the.
Yeah, Go Seigen even connects here, does he? You know, and he saves the 1 stone for that perfect outside. And black's there. So now how is the status of this black group?
Better.
How many points do we make from it? -5.
5, 6, 7.
Look at that wall.
But we got a giant wall! That's pretty cool.
What can we use that wall?
Now, how do we use that wall?
Brass.
Is my next question.
Put a black stone near it and start attacking.
Yep. Have little fish come up to it. It's basically like a giant, like, sea anemone or something, right? Just waiting for a little fish. It's not immediately clear. I'd be really scared as white, right?
Yeah.
To know how to use this wall. Like, we just let black's 1 super weak group, not super weak, but kind of weak group, basically connect by capturing our stones. Black actually adds a little bit of insult to the injury. Was that the correct move order? No, sorry. I missed a white. It's white's move. It's white's move. White should actually take a something move here. This was a Go Seigen mistake at this point. This is Sentei, and it's actually a pretty big endgame. Instead, Go Seigen plays here. And after the game, Go Seigen was actually quoted as saying something about this sequence where he said, you know, I'm going to get this anyway, so why not just play the bigger point? And then when it's pointed out to them, he didn't get that anyway. He just went, oops. I don't know what the equivalent for oops is in Japanese. It's probably like ano. That's a good Japanese word if you guys don't know any Japanese. Ano.
It basically sounds like you don't know what you're doing.
Well, it's the equivalent of
Yeah.
But I think only if you're male. I don't think women say that often. Okay. Anyway, white responds over here. Black plays another move. And white responds again. All right. Remember how many points was this thing worth?
6.
It's now we're 3, 4, 5, about 6 points. So we managed to make 6 points there. Meanwhile, the weak group made 5, whoops, 5 plus captured 2. So the group that was supposed to be under attack, right, ended up making at least 9 points, while our group made 6. Really good, great exchange. Really great exchange. But what did we get? What did Go Seigen get here?
Giant wall.
Giant wall. And technically you can say he also got another movement.
Yeah.
He did get that move.
That's another like 5.
Kitani likes territory. All right, question, 9-don pro question. What do you play here as white? Do you respond to this, and if so, how?
4-0. Oh yeah, 1 point jump.
Point jump?
Yeah.
No, maybe there's,
I think you start after going to the top of that group. But not sure where. You have to use the wall.
We have to use the wall. Do you want to know how Go Seigen uses the wall? He plays here.
Cool.
He has this giant wall. He's not worried about, nothing bad can ever hurt him in the middle of the board.
Okay.
Right? There's nothing ever bad can happen. So because of that, right, he's going to start playing really territorial moves. And he's willing to, anything that happens, that fighty stuff over here, he's super happy about. So defending this is kind of redundant,
Okay.
right? Is we need points. Just want to take that. All right, here we go, black move. I'm just going to show it. This is a very common type of move in this formation to cause a whole bunch of trouble. Now, white could clamp here, and this would be the very sad, you know, just take your loss, let black reduce you kind of variation. You can play here. This is a possible variation. It's a really sad variation you never want to play here, but it's possible.
Is it this man I want to settle?
Yeah, it's basically, I'm just going to settle here. I'm going to crawl along the second and third line. You can get some thickness over here and take the outside. It's kind of the idea, usually, when you play this move. Go Seigen plays here. Does Go Seigen want to settle anything at this point? No, he's got a freaking wall. Okay, we're not settling anything more. We're going to do this, everything the hard way for a while. We're just going to do everything the really hard way. So when black plays a move like this, we're not going to settle. We're going to come on top. Next move for black. Yeah, natural move. All right. Do we do this and let black just sort of crawl under here and live and settle easily?
Honey.
That was a very suggestively stated question.
We have a wall, sir. Are we going to let black settle anything?
We want to catch.
We're going to do this the easy way from now on, right? This is only we're only doing like the difficult road here. There is no easy road.
Descent?
This would be crazy though. I don't think this is I think that's the crazy road.
connect.
This one? That's the move. Whoops, that's not the stone though. This is the move. Now black can quasi live in the corner from here. Quasi. Because depending on how it works out, it might leave a Ko behind, depending on how it's settled. But we have stones out here. We have to use them, right? So let's see if we can cut through. Leaves a major defect in white's position. So we're just going to give this whole corner to black, right?
No.
No?
He has a wall.
We have a wall. Build a wall.
We're near the corner, but he has a wall.
No, we're doing it the difficult way. We'll keep going. Keep going. Hane. 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 And black connects here. All right, what is this looking like?
Dead black.
It's looking like Ko. It's looking like Ko. Because where's the Ko going to be?
Black plays 1E or something.
Play there, right? As we'll start the Ko. Black isn't ready to start the Ko yet. Black needs to make a few more exchanges first. White descends again. If black wins this Ko, this whole corner goes back to black. It's a really huge Ko. All right, Ko time.
Where are the, oh, there's that.
Where are the Ko threats? Because who's going to take this Ko first?
White.
White. Go Seigen says, you know what, I'm going to take this Ko first. I'm totally cool with this.
There's some against us.
First of all, we look for local Ko threats. Does black have any local threats?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Where?
Atari on the two-way.
but you should make the other Atari, right?
I don't know which one he should do, but he does this one. Black or white responds. Black takes the Ko. Does white have any local Ko threats? This is good Ko reading. This is good Ko fighting.
What about the hunting at the top?
Is this a Ko threat?
This kind of looks bad.
It's technically like a Ko
Yeah,
threat.
it is.
Yeah, okay. It's on the movie place. Oh, actually, I don't think this is a good Ko threat though.
Because it makes the black.
Yeah, I think that's a bad Ko threat.
What about the throw?
Throw in? Oh, over here?
That's not, I'm
But then black just captures here. Okay, good. Not a threat.
No.
So does white have no local Ko threats? Is that what you're telling me?
I think he connects on this first line.
This G1? That's the move. That's the local Ko threat.
The local Ko threat is to stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, but this is like a balls out kind of Ko threat. Right? Because if we lose this Ko, this is going to get worse, right? We just made this Ko bigger.
Yeah, been there, yeah.
This is your kind of game, John. This is your kind of game. Black plays this as his Ko threats.
Wait, did White take the Ko?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ko threat.
Exchange.
Hold on. No. Doesn't take the Ko. Black plays here before responding.
If black gets sitting there, then it all falls apart before.
Now black is.
And now black responds to the Ko threat.
Right.
White has the option to take the Ko right now.
There's plenty of local threats now for white.
Two cans.
Oh, no, they're not. Very good.
White makes the Ko bigger.
Yeah.
I said balls out, people, balls out. Here we go. So we made the Ko bigger twice, here and here.
Nothing easy.
He thinks he can win the cup.
All right, now back to this direct Ko situation. White takes the Ko. Oops, wrong move. There we go, wrong stone.
Because there's no really intense co threats against this group.
All right, does black have a local Ko threat?
Yeah, H1.
H1 is not a threat.
White captures.
Oh, right,
What
okay.
about the top side?
Top side where?
Oh, no, never mind. He doesn't.
Yeah, he sends 5,
Then he just takes the co. The white just takes the co.
5 after, just drop the black stone down.
Then white just takes the co.
Yeah, there's no more local Ko threat here. They've actually, even though that he's made the Ko bigger twice, there's no more local threats. So, guess what? Come back over here. Well, you have to play a real Ko threat. How many points is this worth?
All
7.
All of them.
22, 27 points, 30 points, about 60 points.
Is it 60? Here, let's count. Let's count stones first. And stones are easy because you just count one for each stone, that's a pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stones, that's 24 points.
What's the space?
We'll count some more pairs. So white should get this in endgame, right? So we actually have 12, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We'll say 18, 19 there. Plus some of these points count double because they're going from white territory to black territory. So 20, 21, 22. So it's about 44 points, 45 points-ish, give or let's just say 45 points. This is a 45-point Ko threat. Does Go Seigen have a 45-point Ko threat ready?
Yes.
Where?
Is there one against?
Inside that nice constricted little space.
In here?
No room to dance.
Well, but black got this move in now,
Yeah, you have true spots first.
right? So if we play over here, black can actually just make 2 eyes now.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted the threat.
Oh, okay,
So you
okay,
go in.
okay. Well, it's not even clear though that that would be a good enough threat. So the answer is no. White does not have a big enough code part ready.
I think white is already happy, to be honest. I don't know.
White's happy?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why white is so happy.
Because there's big wall. First of
So
all.
there's a big
And
wall.
then the territory, black is pretty, it's not that big anymore because all is limited, basically. So, and then,
Yeah, we know exactly how much black territory there is.
yes, but
right?
there's no more influence for black.
And there's nowhere to grow. Yeah.
And the white's territory is not that behind. That's the biggest problem.
So black finishes. This kills this. But black has made 45 points here.
Yeah, but white, Sibicky has a point. White has, it seems to me, at least 60 points in the center, maybe more.
Yeah, you can start seeing that there's a lot here. But Kitani, it's really open though.
But it's only open.
But who has
I can say
sensei?
It's really open, but it's only open in 2 places.
That's true. Well, 3.
White does
Open a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit here.
Yeah.
Like 3 small places.
Yeah.
So it's a white sente move. So how do we start to actually turn this into something? Let's go Takamiya style. From the rest of the game, just play Takamiya. Pretend you're Takamiya. Cap where?
The bottom.
Top. So there's a problem with the top. The problem is how easily does black actually grow from here?
I guess not.
How easily does he grow from over here
Oh,
versus over here? Where can black grow into you the fastest?
So lower left.
The lower left, right? So white plays there. But now, of course, that does let black grow over here. And again, the specialty, right? Kitani's specialty is making a bunch of territory and then invading in your opponent's moyos. This is what he does. This is the type of player he is. Kitani plays a Tsuji here. This by itself doesn't really work, but it'll give him a few forcing moves, and he's got 2 stones over here. You can start to see that there's Aji. There's potential for maybe ways to make eye space. But Go Seigen doesn't care. Just keep growing. Just keep making it bigger. So Kitani takes free stuff. These stones come off the board, and we'll just remember those have been captured. And there we go. Black plays in there. No fear. This is a full-on invasion. This isn't a reduction, right? A reduction would be something like this. This is
yeah, it's open.
come at me, bro. This is you have to. If black lives, black wins the game. If black dies, black loses the game.
Feels like necessary though.
Oh, we have a wall. You guys remember we had this wall? We had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, now we have a ton to do with that.
So how did we get to this point?
We won that giant Ko up there that.
We played with no. We like forced something to happen.
Yeah.
Right? You forced black to
Have to do that.
have to come in somewhere. It's crazy. All right, where would you play as white?
7F.
7F. Play over here.
Yeah.
What about like
Nah.
6? G look.
Too defensive.
Yeah, at least.
Too slow.
Oh, J4.
Attack the stone.
Down, down.
J4. Just take these points.
And drive the stone towards the
Well, the problem with driving towards the wall, he also has a friend over here, a friend over here, and maybe a friend over here.
Okay.
We're gonna play here. Balls out, people.
Okay.
I told you, if you capture the stone, you win the game. If you let it live, you lose the game. This is the game we're playing now. It's actually a really simple game.
So basically, you're a negative tap with that wall behind you.
Yeah, well now, first of all, whenever you cap a stone, for this stone to get around it, it actually makes really awkward shape for black. And by making this awkward shape, he's gonna have to go a little bit more slowly. And if he has to go slowly, that means we have time to seal him in this direction. And so we can just keep playing here and just run him into the wall. If he goes this way, well, we already have these 2 stones. And maybe we can get him to come back around into the wall again. But we're just forcing him to have bad shape. Of course, this doesn't work if I move like this, will just lead to, this is not the game, will lead to like him having 2 eyes, but it doesn't quite work here. There's not quite enough to make eye space. So black goes this way first. And make sure I get the move order right. And then we just say, nope, you can't go this way, you have to go this way. Fishing net. I think this is, yep, that's the move. So we say, hey, maybe we can come around this way, maybe make some shape in the process. White says, no, you're disconnected. And then just trying to keep a connection, trying to keep these things in some sort of order. Go Seigen's moves here are going to be very simple. Just forcing black to connect directly without eye shape. And Go Seigen plays this move here, which I think is normally a really dangerous move. But if you can read out things really well, you can play this. Why do I say this is really a dangerous move?
No, you've got 2 stones there that could,
Yeah, this is like a Sentei kind of move, right, for black? So black can just sort of come right around you. It's like you're driving black into your weakness.
Or you're letting him live.
Or you're just letting him live, yeah. Same thing. Black asks for a little bit more shape. And white officially separates the 2 groups. All right, so now we have this group of black 3 and we have this group of black 9.
So, but does it have to be that black stone that dies, or can it be any black stone?
It's got to be enough of them. I would urge you to kill this whole thing if you want to win the game. I would say the whole thing. If black can get part of it to live, I think then this will be a good enough exchange to keep the lead. So I think you do have to kill the whole thing. Black plays Tsuji. And again, black peep or white peeps. Another Tsuji. And another peep. Again, we're just preventing any eyes from forming here. Very, very crude responses to these Tetsujis. This move is weird, right?
Seems.
What is he setting up, though?
Coming down to connect underneath, in the lower left corner.
No, Lucy, I see her finger's on it.
There's a cut here.
Yeah, this move.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, that's kind of neat, right? Because now these are disconnected. And meanwhile, there's still Aji underneath here, too, so you can go this way, you can cut through. So white has to respond to this. White has to keep these connected. And at this moment, black really needs to respond here. Like, this move is actually very damaging if white is allowed to push through and cut through. White can either just eat all this in the corner and then attack this, or black can maybe live here in the corner, but then white gets all of this. But no time. Oh no, I lost my place in the game. Oh, I went to an entirely different game. Ooh. Bad, terrible things have happened. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it.
L3. L2, I'm sorry.
L2. Connect right now.
No, I'm sorry. I thought it was white.
No, it's black. White played here.
Right, black move.
K4.
Yeah.
This is what he plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Again, trying to make sure black can disconnect white. Attack here. Maybe keep some sort of connections, but again, at the expense of this, right? He's saying, all right, I just need this to live right now. I'm going to worry about this later. Okay, so this is a really big loss for black. White just comes down. We're going to push here. White stays connected. Black stays connected. Everyone's just playing really defensive right now, just trying to keep as many connections as possible. Because again, white's not entirely alive either. Right? This group got cut off a little bit. So if black does have time to come back and fix, maybe we can attack this. And now black comes out. And now this is a move that you only can play if you're really good at reading, and reading long sequences. Not that any of these moves meant you were bad at reading, but this one, this is the type of move that Go Seigen comes back and plays here. And Lucy's dropping her jaw to the floor.
This is a great show.
Why does he play this move?
Separate.
Officially separates.
Yeah.
And what else does it do?
Save little stones
All
in
those
the
white
middle there.
stones,
It
not very
says,
strong.
yeah, these are super strong now.
Yeah.
When you play this move, you're saying, I have enough white on the outside that I know there's nowhere for you to run. Okay? If Go Seigen was worried about running, right, he'd have to play another move out here, you know, something out here to keep them contained. He's no longer worried about containment. He has, you know, one kind of weakish potential thing over here, but everything else, and maybe over here. But he has these stones backing him up. So the rest of the game they play out, and in theory, Go Seigen has read this. Black jumps, white responds over here.
Just saying I want more.
Hmm?
Just saying I want more.
Well, it's also, this is actually threatening to kill all this. It's this, almost the same kind of, like black can still live over here after this move, but just takes a huge loss. Like this is actually going to kill all of black if black doesn't respond at the top. And again, if black dies over here, this also takes away one more place for this to run to. And it strengthens, this is now the current weakest white thing that white has to worry about. And it's also not clear that this group can actually link up to this one. So even if this one lives, but this dies and this dies, then it's still a one game for white. So black says, yep, I have to respond. And now white comes back and plays it. Put here. And jumps back, again, just keeping connections, making sure this group can get out. Comes this way. We're just trying to crawl. We're just running around. We're just playing, you know, squirming style Go, seeing if I can squirm somewhere. It's not terribly inspired at this point. Again, now this group looks out and is safe. Black has a couple tricks though. Here we go. You guys ready for tricks?
Yeah.
Wedge. If we can get enough forcing moves around here, what might we be able to make? Eye. And this move threatens to also do something kind of nice. Do you know what it is?
Make
Make an eye or start pushing out through these defects. So we have to be very careful. Very, very careful. White plays this side. And defends this cut. Free stuff. Plays here. White plays here. Right, if white doesn't, this is an eye. Right, we already have an eye here. So white plays here. Black's next move.
Wait, that last.
That stops forcing move for the end.
Yeah, this. So now when black plays here, white can just poke here. If we play something else, like over here,
Two stones die.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
black will play here and then threaten here or kill these two. Push and capture. So, black only has one move here. So if black plays the tiger's mouth, I think white will peep. Oh, the other one. This one?
I'm not sure.
I think white just plays here.
Oh yeah, I guess that gets rid of both, right?
Tiger's mouth doesn't work here.
No, it doesn't.
You guys can see this. White just plays here. Again, white can make a false eye there. White can make a false eye there.
What if you take the Atari before playing the double tiger's mouth?
Take which Atari? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Oh, sorry, this isn't there yet. We just play there or there? I don't think it matters. Oh, sorry. Then we play this one.
Oh, and then Yeah, okay, you're right.
It's whatever one he can make an eye at, you peep at that one. So, one move for black. Z-Way.
I don't know, I didn't read, but.
I didn't read.
Is it 11L?
11L. This move?
Oh, you can make 2.
Does this do anything though?
But that, oh, yeah, right. It seems cool, okay.
It seems cool.
Oh, did I?
What about just making?
George, what was your idea?
Like your.
Design.
Correct move. Resigned. Black resigned here.
Yeah. There's no hope.
No hope. It looked really good. And you know, once Go just plays here, it's like, well, I can make one eye. If actually white takes this entirety first instead of playing down here, I think black can actually turn this into a Ko, which would be a disaster for white. Like Ko is probably good enough, or at least good enough to say that it throw the game back into confusion. But even if it was Ko, you know, who knows? Because that's a pretty terrible, terrifying Ko threat, especially if white can seal all that in. But yeah, so Go Seigen wins this game. Yeah. And I do believe he goes on to proceeds to win the rest of the series quite handily as well. Not Katani's fault, it's just, man, Go Seigen. I got a wall, I can do whatever I want. Just make mischief somewhere. So yeah, I hope that was fun. I think we have a little bit of time. You guys want to play a game of Go?
Yeah.
You'd all just go home. You know, that's cool too. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next week.